Well, howdy again, folks. It's episode 9. We're back building a chat app with Socket.io and some jQuery on the front end. So, last time we had a bug. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't want to make you guys watch me bang my head. So, two things happened while we were away. One, I fixed it, but I didn't put it there because, but two, I thought, well, what do you do about bugs? Or what's a way to handle bugs? I mean, I saw that bug, so you can fix it right then. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but then we're going to work on the click event on the avatar. So let me start my server. Which one was this? Whatever. This is Notamon. And this is light server. Okay. So when I click on this, it should have the effect that when I put a message in here, before this starts, I should have a, whoever I clicked should be appearing before that. So, but before I get there, what about these bugs? So let me tell you the things that are actually bugs here. Okay, the one we ended on last time, this is square. And I'll give you a hint what that was. It's something to do with the overflow on the parent element. It's not a bug, but it's something that our overnight team would have caught. They always look for bugs, and in the morning we do a bug bash, or if we have time. And then at the end of a sprint, we call it a bug bash. I didn't make that up, but that's something cheesy that I would have made up. But it's a bug bash where we get rid of all the bugs. But like this red border, I said we're just putting that there for testing, but then I sort of just forgot about it. So I'll just put that in our bug file. Another thing, look at this. Let's say I don't hit anything. I can send an empty string. That should not be allowed. And what was the other one? I had another one. Oh yeah. There's supposed to be a picture here and here. They didn't render. So here is how I'm going to handle that. I'm going to make a new file, and it's just going to be called bugs. And we're going to give. See, you can make this as complicated as you want. Like you could, when you fix some, you can make a branch for each bug, and you make the branch like you give this a code for the bug, and then you give it a description. We're not going to make it that complicated. We might have a bug bash branch, but red borders. That's a bug. I didn't put the radius there. It did that. How about square avatars? That's a bug. How about we can send an empty string? That's a bug. And what was the other one? Oh, some pictures are not rendering. And then if we have something that's a showstopper, we got to fix it at the time. But I just have these are things that are like little quirks that I want to fix. We'll get to them and we'll fix them. I'm making a list, and it's in our bugs folder. And we can just add bugs as we go. Usually a one-man show would just fix the bugs. But if you have many, like some people are just testers on it. If you have a bigger, like an enterprise project, and they might have really big bugs or small bugs or very subtle bugs, but they just they'll also do something called repro steps. Like they say, when I do this and this, and I click here, and then I highlight this and this and this, I get this result, and I'm not supposed to. And so they'll give you all the steps that built up to it. They're called repro steps. Where is this? Okay. So what are we doing? We're making it when I click on one of these guys. It's going to prepend it here when we send messages. So that is going to be a click event. But what I want to set up first is we should have a place there for the messages. So if you remember where that happened was in app.js, what did we have? When we send a message, it sends this message, and then there's supposed to be a picture right here. So going back over here real quick, the picture should be on the right side when you send it, and on the left side when you receive. So right now we have there's a div right here. In fact, I'm going to put a border on that thing right here. This is not it. Sent message border. Okay. This thing, the way we got this to scoot over is just by right justifying it. Well, when we put an image in here, the thing about an image is it wants to stack. It doesn't want to go side by side. So the way I want to fix this is just by making this thing with the border on it a flex container. And then a flex container is going to have it's going to make them side by side, except for left align, right align doesn't apply to flex containers, but they have something else that does. It's called justify content. So keep that in mind because that's one of those bugs that just make you mad. Okay, so we're going to make this element, this element, a flexor. We are going to put an image, img class equals, I'm going to call it, how about avatar mini, because I think we have something else called something else. And an image will have a source. Well, we don't know what our source is yet. We're going to find that out on the click event. So right now I'm just going to leave the source blank, and we're going to think about it. Well, you see how it scooted over to the left. See this? I don't know if you can see this. Command plus plus. See this ugly thing right here? There's a picture there. I'm gonna style that picture. I can do it right here. I can put circle and border, but we don't have any width on it. So let's see what it looks like just with that. Command S. Did I save that? Refresh. Okay. I mean, it's not so bad. I think while I'm here, I'm also going to make this font bigger. Yeah. So I got some CSS to do. So that font, we could change the font by setting it. It's in the sent message thing. Where was that? Sent message is this. So first things first, I'm going to scoot everything back over to the right. Let's justify content, flex end. Okay, one thing down. Now I'm going to go to that avatar mini. And I probably should give it as a percentage, but I'm going to give it just as a straight number of 60 pixels and a margin of 10 pixels, top, bottom, left, and right. I'm liking it. You see that image that's in there? That's because this container, this is a total giveaway. What is that in? That is inside of, oh, we don't have a div around it. I'm curious to see what happens when I put a picture in there. Okay. Oh, and I said I was going to change the font size. We could change the font size in here, in the sent message, wherever that was. But I think I want to go directly to the P element that it's in. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be the only P element in here. So I'm just going to go like that. And font size, I think 1.5 EM. And want you to be. I know it's going to look good. Oh, it looks, I think it's good. I think it's good. All right, of course, this is going to change, but I'm going to wait till we have the click event on this. Cancel. Am I recording? I can tell if I'm recording. Yeah, there's that little, okay. Okay. Next thing we do. By the way, if you don't like how this, there's suddenly, I'm not going to have very many of these. If I do command minus, 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 that'll happen. I myself am blind, so I'm making it really big. Okay. The click event. Okay, so this is going to be some hardcore jQuery. In here, when we say let element equal this big thing right here, okay? That's perfectly legitimate. But you know how there's, this is an element and it's a string, but then there's this jQuery element, and it's jQueryized. I don't know how else to say it. Well, I'm going to just, instead of making a string element, I'm going to make a jQueryized element. And the way I do that is this, I just go like this. Whoa! Take it slow. Put parentheses around it. And that's jQuery. And since this is a jQuery element, I'm going to put a $sign in front of it. I'm not going to put a $sign dot, just a $sign element. So this is part of the name. And that's reminding me when I see this that it's actually been jQueryized. So now instead of appending element, I got to append this. And let's see if that changed anything. Hopefully not. I'm going to get this console up here to show me my errors because they're bound to pop up. Okay. So now, as soon as this element exists, I can put a click event. So this element will not exist until the display avatars exist. So I don't know, if you tried to target this with the image wrapper or something, first of all, if you target with the image wrapper, it would target every single image wrapper. This has been bugging me for a while. So the way to target this is just with this. You're targeting this. And this sounds simple, but it's elusive. You can't target it until it exists. So display avatars, when did that exist? That doesn't exist until here. Until this is called. In here is when it exists. So in here, I'm going to make the listener. And you know, there's something else I want to start. I'm going to make like a user object or a player object. It's not really a player. It's not really a user. The person that's using it is a chatter. So I'll say a chatter is an object. And he's going to have a few properties. One of them is going to be what his avatar is. Avatar. And we don't know what it is. So to begin with, we're going to call it that. Also, the chatter is going to have a message. He's going to have a lot of messages, but right now he doesn't have one, so it's empty. As he sends messages, this will change, and this will change. And what will happen is we're going to send, instead of sending this to the back end and this to the back end, we're just going to send one big object to the back end. But now we know the name of not the picture, but we know the name of the thing, of the element, of the variable that holds this picture. That was what we just created. We have this chatter.avatar. So I'm going to put that in right here. Where was right here? Source is, okay, are we already in backticks? Chatter.avatar. I hope you followed that, and I hope you see the problem we're going to have in about 1 second when I try to, will I catch it yet? Boom. Chatter is not defined. And you might say, oh, I'm pretty sure we just defined it, because we did. There it is. It's defined. But here's where we used it. So here's one of those things when we say it's not defined. You'll stare at forever. Did I define it right? Did I spell this wrong? Look where it's being used. It's being used over here, and it's saying right here it's not defined. It is defined here, and this has a scope between this and this. Outside of, past this stuff doesn't exist. So there are a few ways to fix this. I can think of 3 ways to fix this. You might just pass in, where did I do that? Pass in your chatter thing into here. That's kind of a sneaky way to fix it. If I said let chatter equal this, and then it returned that, that's okay. But chatter is an object. Objects, there's primitive objects. There's a reason that would work, but it would actually make you bang your head, and it's so subtle the reason it would work. And maybe it'd make me bang my head because it's just subtle enough not to work quite right. But I'm not going to go that route. The other route is if I put this out here, now the scope of this chatter is everything. So that should fix it. And if some of you are cringing right now, well, I hate to tell you that it didn't crash it. I hate to tell you that Plan C is kind of just as ugly. Here's what the cringing people are thinking: global variable. So I'm gonna put it back in here. Put it back in here. What a global variable is, it's a variable that has a scope of from the entire window. When I say window, there's something called the window, but something that has this huge scope that can be seen from anywhere. Because, like, let's say this thing right here, it's declared inside of this. It can't be seen even out here. So things have a scope, and you want to keep that scope small. And if you want to use something outside the scope, you pass it outside the scope. You shouldn't default to increasing your scope. But here is another way I'm going to increase my scope just slightly less disgustingly. Command X, Command V, Tab. Okay, and now these guys, well, I guess the scope of this is now from here to here, and these guys, they know what chatter is now. Okay, scope's a big deal, and that's a big deal in all languages. In fact, some languages, like it's a big deal. It's a big deal not just in JavaScript, not just in the front end. It's a big deal all over the place. Okay, so what was I doing? I was making some sort of okay. So as soon as this exists, I can give it a click event. And that's easy. .click. So I'm just going to, this is equal to all of this. So I don't have to do the wrap it in parentheses with $sign outside. This is equal to something wrapped with parentheses with the $sign outside. So when I click this element, the thing in here happens. So I'm just going to make a function. Put a space right there. And what happens is this chatter thing, this chatter.avatar, now it can equal something. Chatter.av equals avatar equals this here av. So honestly, I think that's going to work. Who do you want to be? Let's pick. This is Doctor Strange. So I clicked him. I don't even know that I clicked him, but I will if he appears right here like that. Well, he didn't. So let's go to our click event. Element.click log hello. Means when I click this element, say hello. Hello, hello, hello. They all say hello. The last one I clicked should appear right here. Well, it didn't. It didn't. It didn't happen. This is chatter.avatar. Avatara, because there's no such thing called chatter.avatara. Come on. Cap. Boom, baby. Okay, so this has revealed some other things. This looks like it didn't wrap, but it only wraps if you give it a word break. So let me give it a second chance. Okay, it wrapped. All right. So as long as we're not speaking Icelandic and have like 99, character words, I think we'll be okay. And then we can always do this, All right. Oh, look what I did again. Cancel. All right. So I think that's what I wanted to cover. Now let's think about it though. What are we going to do next? When I click this, sure, I become this person, but now I could click this, click Loki, and did I just become Loki? Well, back to Cap. Little Black Widow. I shouldn't be able to do that. In fact, do I need to see these anymore after I click them? These are only here, so when I click select an avatar to join the room, I clicked it. What if I hadn't clicked an avatar? So I'm refreshing it. I haven't clicked an avatar. Well, maybe I shouldn't be able to do that until I click an avatar. So, and this should go away when I do click an avatar. So I click somebody. So shouldn't that go away? Why do I need to see these at all? Except maybe what I should see here now, instead of to see who I can choose from, because what my idea is, you can only have this many people in the chat room. You can have one Yondu or whatever his name was, one Gamora, and one Iron Man, and one of each. And as I click Captain America, the next person that comes in doesn't have Captain America on his list. We're going to do that with the magic of sockets. So do I need this here at all? I mean, all I can see is all the things that I can't be now. I would rather this becomes a list of who is here. So if there's one person and I'm Captain America, the only thing I see in here is one Captain America, and it happens to be me. So after I click this, I want a lot of things to change. And really, that's all part of the same click event. So sure, it did one of the things, but next time we're going to make it do a whole lot more. Guess what I did wrong? Totally wrong. Bad me. Control C. I'm on master. Git add dot. I'm happy though. The good thing is I didn't get to master, because it's just really bad when you get to master and you want to roll back to your last commit on master. It's just hard. It's possible. If you do get even close to right, there's not a way to totally mess up. But not being on master, or being on master, is one of the ways where you can make your life a lot harder. Git commit -m avatar click event sets chatter's avatar. But that's all. Okay, there we go. No errors here. Git push origin master, and off it goes to GitHub land. And this time I only waited for like a half a second, waiting it for tell me like something. It's not going to tell me that something, so I'm not going to wait anymore. Instead, I will bid you guys adieu until next time. Thanks.